I've been meaning to make a dust extractor fan since about 2015, and BigClive's video earlier this week finally motivated me to actually do something. The filter is just a simple piece of kitchen paper. My original plan had been for a cube with 5 sides pulling air in and 1 pushing it out to avoid the problem of the filter restricting air to the point where it caused the fan problems, but I decided just to make the fan larger and use a whole piece of kitchen paper. I started by cutting a piece of 6mm MDF about 210mm on a side and cutting a hole in the middle to match the fan. The fan is mounted by 4 number 2 screws. I had another project where I had cut a lot of 8mm ply down to 40mm strips, but that project hadn't worked out and I still had the strips, so I decided to repurpose them into the outside frame. I then cut more strips down to 34mm to go inside the outer frame to support my lattice. The outer frame is glued together and to the base, but the inner frame is just 4 loose pieces, hence sagging a little. I had initially planned to put a cross support horizontally and vertically across the middle of the fan, which would have firmed up the inner support and provided extra support for the lattice, but I discovered that the lattice didn't need it. I had a big chunk of this lattice left over from another project, so decided just to use this rather than make something else to support the kitchen paper filter. The fan is rated at 12 volts, but it runs adequately off a 5-volt USB wall wart. The piece of kitchen paper holds to the fan by suction. The fan needs feet, but I initially wasn't sure if I wanted the fan to run facing horizontally or facing up. It appears that there are a few places where the original curve of the kitchen paper causes it not to sit perfectly flat on the lattice, which would allow air to slip past the filter. The solution will be to make a square to sit on top of the filter and hold it down at the edges, and also face the fan upright, but more on that in part 2.